So, SAP Logistic and Master Data for Beginner, creating a material master MM01 in SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition. Think about any physical item your company buys, sells, store, or produces. In SAP, every single one of these items needs its own comprehensive profile, its material master. What is the material master? It's the central source of information like the identity card or brain. For material, it's in your SAP system. It contains all the data that defines the material characteristic and controls how it behaves in transaction, from purchasing to sales to inventory. The most common way to create these essential records is using HAP MM01. Here's a simplified look at the core step in MM01. So the first, you need to call the application MM01 and then click on create material. So one point, define the basics. You start by telling SAP the broad category, industry sector, and the specific type of material. Material type like FERT for finished product, raw for raw material. This sets the stage for what kind of data is relevant. So for me, I will create AC materials. Material type. This will be semi-finished product or a finished product. Yes, a finished product. Okay, I click on enter. So select the view. This is where you pick which set of data you need to maintain. Views represent different business function or department. You might select purchasing view, data needed to buy the material, sales view, this is where you pick which set of data you need to maintain. Again, view represent different business function and department. So sales view, data needed to sell the material. Storage view, data for warehousing and inventory. Accounting view, data for valuation and costing, and many other. You choose only the view relevant to how your company uses this material. So for my use case, I need this material to realize a process STO. So basic data, sales view, purchasing, MRP. I continue. I need storage location and accounting. So I continue. Specify organizational levels. You tell SAP where this material will be used. This means entering detail like the plan, the storage location, or the sales organization and distribution channel. The data you enter is a subsequent step will be specific to this organizational unit. So I will use a company, my plan KP01. The storage location will be KP for that is a central warehouse. My sales organization KPCZ1. Okay, I continue. Then enter the data. Finally, you go into the selected view for your specified organizational levels and fill in all the details like base unit of measures, description, purchasing group, valuation class, weight, volume, etc. So, what is the first is what is the description, AC inventory material STO. So the base unit of measure kilogram. The material group will be material group 1. So material group. I use the finished product, so I will use the material group L004. I'm looking for what is exactly is 5 5 kilogram. So weight 5 kilogram, net weight 5 kilograms. So I click on enter and I fill all the mandatory fill in first. So develop prank it's KP01. I define also the classification in France. We have the classification 1 and 0. I can define also item category group is the norm. Okay, I click on enter each time. Okay, enter. I can define transporting shipping data. I define that is on pallet, loading group, crane. I click on enter. The system request the profit center. So I looking for WC. I remember SWC. Okay, I click on enter. Each time I complete all the required fields. For example, if I want to complete the purchasing group, KPC, define the purchasing key value, enter. MRP type, PD, and X. MRP controller. Okay, fixed load size, maximum load size, enter. No special procurement. Plane delivery times 2 days. I can define also all this information. Plane storage defined STO for 1. I click on enter again as defines the price determination transaction base. I define the price, which kind of price I can put. Okay, 1K. Okay, my valuation class is a finished product. Okay, I enter quantity with structures. Okay, and I save. Yes, automatically. My material is saved. I'm able to use it right now. So, why is MM01 or managed product master data and material master important? Creating an accurate material master is absolutely foundational, like a foundation. It ensures consistency and correct behavior across all SAP applications involving that material. Prototype. Remember, you often need to extend an existing material to new plant of or sales area using MM01 again. You don't always start completely from scratch for every location. I show you an example. I would like to extend my material AC material. So I can recall the application MM01 like this, or I can use, for example, the managed product master data. So see if I used MM01. I create material. I reused AC material. Okay, great. I click on enter. Okay, the system advised me, okay, this material exists in the base. I select, for example, again, this material is purchasing or managed in other plant. So I select the information about the older plant and I continue. I define a new plant. This time I define for example, KP01. And I will define for example, KP02 for KPC Paris. I define the storage location if there is a storage location. KP. Okay, I will use KP03 because I do not define any storage location. So I am going to use KP03 and I select the central warehouse. Okay, I click on enter. Okay, the material already exists and will be extended. Yes, it's true. Okay, I select the MRP type, the MRP controller. Okay, I enter, I define old, exact, all the information required. What is, for example, storage location for external procurement? Okay, enter, enter. I define the valuation class. Okay, and I define the standard price. Okay, I click on enter. I define my profit center for a profit center by company code. Okay, enter, enter, and I save. My material is right now extending in another plant. As you can see, it's very simple. So mastering material master creation is a key skill for anyone working in logistics, master data, or consulting in SAP. Thank you so much.